Shalom, more praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, double line to Apostle GMS. This is Amna Allah coming at you with the video. And in this video, I want to focus on the topic 1 Kings 22, but I want to get into the topic of how the Most High controls both sides. Okay, how the Most High controls both sides. Excuse me. He controls both sides, meaning both the good and the evil. And here's an example in 1 Kings, the 2nd chapter, where the Most High sent the lion spirit into the mouths of prophets to deceive a king. So let's get right to it. 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 1. And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said to his servants, Know ye that Ramoth Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Assyria? And he said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead, who is the king of Judah? That's Jehoshaphat. And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of Yahweh Shemel Shah today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbid? In other words, shall I go to war, or shall I not? Meaning, shall I go, or should I refrain from doing so? And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a prophet of Yahweh Shemel Shah besides, that we might inquire of him? So is there another prophet among you, besides Yah, that we may inquire of him as well? That's what he means. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of Yahweh Shemel Shah. But I hate him, for he doeth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, Let not the king say so. So see that right there? The king of Israel said, who's Ahab, he said, Man, I hate this guy. He only prophesies evil concerning me. See that? And Jehoshaphat said, Is there not here a prophet of the Lord? Hold on, where you at? Wait 1 second. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I read that verse 8, verse 9. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, Hasten hither Micaiah, and the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Chenaanah, made him horns of iron. He said, Thus saith Yahweh Shemel Shah, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, Go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for Yahweh Shemel Shah shall deliver it into the king's hand. Micaiah predicts defeat. And the messenger that was going to Micaiah spake unto him, saying, Behold, now the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. So he's saying, declare good unto the king one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. Hold on, I gotta see the scripture. So he wanted Micaiah to speak in like the rest of the prophets, say what they were saying. Now here's the scripture. Exodus 23:1. Thou shalt not raise a false report, put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. So right then and there, you wasn't supposed to make a false report, meaning you're not supposed to bear a false witness. Not to put forth your hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. So in other words, don't make a false report because others are. Don't put your hand in or don't join with them. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. That's self-explanatory. Neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline, after many to rest with judgment. What does that mean? Neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline, after many to rest judgment. In other words, thou should not speak in the cause to decline a righteous judgment because you're going after the many. In other words, don't speak in the cause to decline a righteous decision, a righteous judgment, because you're following the desires of the many, following the desires of the multitude, because then you are wrestling with judgment. When you're wrestling with judgment, you're what? Struggling with judgment. You're fighting against judgment. You're going against that which is right because you're seeking to appease the many. So thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, meaning don't follow a multitude to do that which is wrong, evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Meaning neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline, meaning neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline a righteous judgment, a righteous decision. Because you're following after the many. You're seeking to appease the masses. Because then that's what? Wrestling with judgment. Alright? You're wrestling with judgment. You're wrestling with righteousness. Because you're trying to appease the many. So don't just say this because that's what everybody wants you to say. Well, everybody else said that, he stole it. So I'm just going to go and say the same thing. Everybody else said, he's not trustworthy. So I'm just going to say the same thing. Everybody else said he was wrong. So I'm just going to say the same thing. Everybody else against him, so I'm just going to say the same thing. Everybody else like him, so let me just say good things about him too. I'm not supposed to do that. Let's go back. All right, verse 14. And Micah said, as Yahweh Shema Shah liveth, what Yahweh Shema Shah saith unto me, that will I speak. So he said, listen, man, it's better to obey God rather than men. That's Acts 5th chapter. That's what he's saying. I'm going to do what the Most High say. I'm going to say what the Most High say. So he came to the king. So they sent this messenger unto him. And now he's coming to the king. He sent the messenger unto him. And the messenger said, listen, man, say what the rest of them are saying. And he said, man, I'm going to say what the Lord's want me to say. So then he came to the king. So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for Yahweh Shema Shah shall deliver it into the hand of the king. So that's what he said. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? So what does that mean? What that means is adjure means like request. So how many times should I request that you're going to tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? Because those other prophets, they were really just trying to flatter him. That's why they said, yo, listen, just say this to him. Just say this. Those other prophets were trying to flatter the king. Okay? Because remember, he hated Micah because he prophesied evil concerning him. So those prophets that said good things, they were those prophets that were saying good things, they were just trying to appease the king. So when that messenger went to get Micah, he told him, listen, just say what the rest of them are saying. So he said to Micah, how much must I adjure you or request that you telling me the truth and nothing but the truth? And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that had not a shepherd. And Yahweh Shemashah said, these have no master, let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me but evil?